Hey, it's your boy DJ Wolf Live here. Saturday night, I want to do a quick one tonight because I'm a little bit sleepy. A couple of things I want to do. Uh, Nevertheless, Saturday night and I'm feeling all right. I uh, I wanted to continue talking about the thing about Monique. I just want to stop talking about it. This thing has started out with legs, now it's growing like a wildfire. Um, Let me get to that in a second. The one thing I do want to talk about is Black Panther. And although I did like the movie, and I liked it a lot, I still had a couple of issues with it. Um, and let me let you guys know this is exclusive spoiler alert because by this being the third week, I think by now most of us should, if you were going to see it, consider it did make over $700 million worldwide. I would think at this point, most of us have already seen it. So, without further ado, I got a couple questions I can ask about it that I want to try to see about responding to you about the questions that I have. First thing comes to mind. And first thing is, why uh, did it appear that Black Panther was more of a totalitarian? Not really so much a totalitarian, but somebody who did more to help his people. But I don't know if that's, or maybe I think it was wanting to help his people, but it made him look more like, and even the actor who played him, Chadwick Boseman, had actually questioned that himself. He thought the Black Panther was not actually the good guy. He said that publicly because Killmonger, as played by Michael B. Jordan, came off more as a Robin Hood than anything else. Let me tell you about the things about the movie I didn't like. That's one of the things. Well, all right, guys. I'm gonna do a quick one. It may not be my best one, but that, and I want to go in a little bit more about Monique and why. I'm gonna talk about her husband. Not really in a bad way, but in an honest way about why her career is going down the tubes. Let's get started, shall we? This is DJ Wolf Live. Live lit. Let's get it in. Let's go. Oh, yeah. This is DJ Wolf Live lit on a Saturday night here, live from the Southern Maryland studios. This is DJ Wolf Live. Thought provoking, honest conversations with your boy and host, DJ Wolf. Again, DMV, America, and all across the world. Here's your boy, the one and only DJ Wolf. All right, guys, that's enough. This is your boy DJ Wolf here. I actually was going to start the podcast along with Spreaker, but I'm going to do a separate one on Spreaker and probably tomorrow or during the week, like I usually do on the weekday podcast. All right. I still haven't gotten around to doing my blog talk thing yet. I do have a blog talk account. Some reason, again, I tried to go into it. I actually went to try to go into it to actually set it up, and I still couldn't do it a couple of nights ago. So I should have done it yesterday when I had a chance, and I didn't. It was just kind of like a crazy week here. But anyway, I said I'll give Black Panther credit again, and it was a great film. I actually liked it, but there was a couple of things that did bother me about it. And this is an official spoiler alert from DJ Wolf Live on Live Lit. Now, first thing comes to mind. The very first scene in the movie, all right, where Panther, T'Challa's father, okay, had went to LA to go see Killmonger's dad, who was his brother, about he confronted him about giving out that what do we call it, vibranium. He had stolen it from Wakanda on the field. And the brother actually did it because he felt that it would be valuable for people in the States to use, our people in the States to use. And T'Challa's dad said it was a violation against Wakanda. He had no permission to do it. And his brother refused to give it back. And his dad, T'Challa's dad, took him out. So on some level, it made the Black Panther look more like an enemy than a hero. But I know one thing, at one point where Killmonger had mentioned later on in the movie that Wakanda was being selfish by not sharing that with their people overseas in the States and other countries to help them out to fight oppression all over the world. That's why many people saw Killmonger as the hero. And I'm gonna tell you the truth, Killmonger was a bad boy. And I kind of thought personally, I'll be honest with you. At some point, I think they should make bring Killmonger or resurface him. Someone else should actually buy a script from Marvel, Disney, resurface him, and make him a warrior in another movie as a hero. We don't see them kind of heroes in Black movies often, and that's what drew my attention to Killmonger, because Killmonger was a strong brother who, first of all, didn't give a shit. He wanted to liberate his people. He wanted to be about the strength and the do the will of the people. He wanted to fight for the people. I mean, really dig in and fight. Where T'Challa was a prince who became a king. Other people of Wakanda. Killmonger was a young man that didn't have much when he left California and went in the military and all that. I salute Killmonger. I also love in the movie, based on what he was trying to do. what the real reason was behind what he was trying to do. But it made it look like people who wanted to fight for the people in the movie were bad people. See, that was the problem I had with this movie. But then again, what who began fucking my damn channel? Jeez. It just went blank for a minute. I don't know what the heck happened. It's the usual stuff. But to me, it was like he was actually fighting for his people. And Panther was just kind of a pussy. It did come off that way to me, very much so. And it's probably the reason why I had problems with it. But nevertheless, it was a good movie. And when we, and I mentioned this in another podcast a couple of days ago, when we don't build, we don't have control. It's like if you're on a job and you take on somebody's task and you're only but so familiar with the person whose task you took on because the person was not there, it was assigned to you. Okay, it was assigned to you to take on the task, and you're not but so familiar with it. Okay, the task becomes your responsibility at that point, and you got to try to figure out what that person did or what they were working on to try to get it resolved or to help out the issue for the customer. But you only have only but so much control on it after the fact because you're not that familiar with it. So you got to re-familiar with yourself with that. Well, that's kind of like when you're trying to build. You're trying to build off the legacy of something else that you don't have control of. We have to build our own legacy. That's basically what I'm trying to say. From scratch. You can't if say for example Disney had handed over to a independent black studio. Okay. That independent black studio would have to know how to run it. But they would be handling arranged from Disney for stuff that they never got experience doing before and may not be that familiar with the situation of all aspects of it. So what I'm saying is for us to build our stuff from the ground up because we would know it from the inside out versus knowing it from someone else's perspective. That's kind of how it was with this movie with me on some levels. Because originally the story itself and the creation of the comic book was created from the mind of a person who actually did not know the black experience from personal experience. They didn't, you know. It was based on stereotypes on some level. And that's partly what I'm talking about with that. Not based on an entire situations that we're familiar with. The movie did try to present that, but kind of doubled down at the same time. You know. Will I go see the movie again? Maybe not. I don't know. I know people who have said that. People who have personally told me, well, I go see it again. I wouldn't. That's just me, you know. But enough of talking about Black Panther. As far as that goes, my thing is, it is worth going to see it beyond that because there's a lot of great things about the movie I did like, but there are some contradiction about it I didn't like. And if it wasn't for the movie being as good as it was, I would have never went to see it. Or I would never, you know, it would be, it would get a lot more terrible review than I'm giving it now. But I kind of feel like personally, our stories in 2018 still aren't being told from our perspective. And that's the point I'm trying to make. You know, people get jumping up, getting excited about Wakanda free, we were Wakanda and all that. But you think about it, the stories aren't generally from us. But I know people try to defend themselves. But it was written by black people. I don't give a fuck if it was written by black people. Black people don't run Disney and Marvel. And you know what? They don't have a final script approval either. Think about it. Some some stupid ass the other day talking about, but it was written by black people. I don't give a what the hell is it man about it written by black people or not? That's not the point. The point is the studio heads had the final say on the script. And I don't give a damn how black they come from Mother Africa and wrote the script. I'm gonna tell you right up front. The studio has the final say on the script. And that's right. And the majority of them who did, I can guarantee you, are not melanated. That's a fact. Hell, my damn YouTube keep going out. This is ridiculous. So anyway, to make a long story short, we don't control the narrative on shit right now. We control whatever narrative is based on one thing: green. If they know it has potential to make green backs, they'll put it out. Why do you think it took 50 years for them to do a black superhero movie like Black Panther? Yeah, think about it. And look when they put it out too. Put it out in the month of February. The shortest month of the entire year. Yet this movie made a gang of money. And we don't even have half the share of that. But then Black people, instead of them building, they talking about, well, you need to give 25% back. No, Disney don't have to give back shit, as far as I'm concerned. You know, I heard that they are gonna give $1 million to a black charity, Boys and Girls Club. I heard for science and math projects, something to do with that. But anyway, man, somebody's messing with my channel. That has never happened before. That has never happened before. It ended and then started back. What the fuck is going on? That has never happened in all the years I've done live YouTube, and I've done several of them. It went out. Somebody having a couple other people I know too. But anyway, like I was saying, we're always looking for handouts, man. You know, we are. And then we don't build on them. Monique right now is sort of a prime example. I mean, I'm not saying that she don't have a right to be paid. She has every right to be paid based on the services that she gives. She is a comedian by trade. But if you're not doing comedy like others are doing comedy consistently, which you're not, and expect to get paid to do comedy, what the hell you expect when they only give you so much? Because you ain't been doing comedy like that. That's a fact. You've only done 2 major comedy specials. I know if it was a Queen of Comedy that you headlined in, and the one about Cellmate that you did. You did 2 other movies. You did 2 movies that you actually had lead roles in, but that was pretty much it. Everything else was supporting cast. All right, and some reason or another, you are harping on one company, Netflix. You ain't say shit about HBO, Showtime, Hulu, Crackle, Cinemax, BET, what's the other one? TV One. You ain't said nothing about any of those channels. But you're harping on Netflix because you feel, oh, Master Netflix, they got the channel for the money for everybody. Shut the front door. And I'm trying to be nice about it. My thing is, you had no real deals going on. I know you did. And I do believe that you did have a $3 million deal. I totally believe that. But you felt because you got in the boule of things that, oh, $3 million ain't enough. You know? Now, I understand where people are saying, well, if somebody offered you $2 an hour for something that you could be making, that you should be making $10 an hour, would you accept the $2 an hour? Of course not. Okay. But you understand, Monique, like many comedians, work as independent contractors. Okay. That's why they have managers to help them get contracts. In other words, they are supposed to be out there as a brand for themselves to get contracts, to put themselves out there as the brand or as the face of the brand that they are. Okay. It ain't like regular people with regular jobs. Many black people on YouTube try to compare that. There is no freaking comparison of the two. Oh, she just like me. She in the struggle. No, she not. This woman worth $13 million. Okay. Her net worth is $13 million. That's fact. Okay. The recent movie she did was 2 years ago with Almost Christmas, and Negroes are still trying to get butter biscuits for him about that. She had a self-support. She had a supporting role in that film. She wasn't even a lead character. Even though the movie did make money, she wasn't even a lead character in that movie. She wasn't even a major factor in that movie, from what I heard. I don't know. I haven't seen the movie, but I do know she was a supporting actress in the movie. Like most of the movies she's done. Somebody tried to say Precious was a comedy. Precious was not a comedy, people. I've seen the movie twice. It was not. It was anything but a comedy. Okay, and I'll give her credit. She played that role. That's the role she owned. But I can't feel sorry because she only got paid $50,000. She admitted that she accepted the only $50,000 as a labor of love. That's what she said. So why would you have a problem traveling to promote the movie on your dime? You know, you didn't negotiate your shit right. And the X factor, I'm sorry, is Sydney. Yes, I'm calling him out. Okay. She even admitted on a recent radio show that she asked Sydney to become her manager because she didn't want to have white people managing her career anymore because she felt that they were taking too long getting her what she needed to be. Maybe she just had bad management. You know, Sydney's not helping her any better than they did, as far as I'm concerned. You know, and I think in this case, she might have to be under new management. He's all over the place for her, whether he's there or not. You know, and personally, I think he should, as far as her career, speaking out in public, he should let her do just that. Let her do her. This is her career. This is her career she built. The problem is she won't, get to a point where she say, "Daddy, I handle some home. I'm a big girl. I pull up my big girl drawers and do my own thing. I just want you to lay back at the cut and help me out behind the scenes." No, she's not gonna say that. She won't say that at all. Nope. It lies the problem. You know, she has to face this music by herself. There ain't nobody should be helping her boycott Netflix. And I've talked to several people on YouTube, and they all said the same thing. This is her fight. Okay, this is the fight for her career, and I'll give her credit. I loved Monique on the Parkers. I think the Parkers was one of the funniest shows ever on TV. It really was. It was a very funny sitcom. One of the best sitcoms ever on UPN. And although I'll admit UPN and CW, yeah, I'm saying it. And that WWB, they all screwed black folks out of the money during that time period. We all knew that. Why she didn't say anything then? See, Monique wanted to get on this Me Too movement, all this other women's rights, and all this other shit when it affected her. Prior to that, she didn't have a goddamn thing to say. Women in general have problems with getting paid equally for years. Why you wait till now to say something about it? Because it affect your bottom line. That's why I told this stupid ass earlier online. There's this fight that Monique has don't have a damn thing to do with gender gap or anything else or racism. It don't have nothing to do with that. And the reason why I'm saying that is because people had dealt. What's going on with this thing? People have dealt with this for years and years and years on the job. Why you wait till now to all of a sudden jump on the bandwagon? Being for you to be able to get something out the deal. You know, that thing with Amy Schumer, I think, happened about 2 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. That movie she did with Goldie Hawn. Well, I used to have a crush on as a kid. Was out, I think, by a year, maybe a year or two ago. Why she wait till now to say anything about it? Okay. Since this time, Tiffany Haddish and Delray Davis have got deals on Netflix. So it's not a gender issue. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. And y'all can tell them I said it. This has nothing to do with gender issue. It's bullshit. She's selling y'all a bill of goods. She's selling y'all fucking wolf tickets and y'all know it. Her and her goofy ass husband. They selling you wolf tickets. I'm telling you. And y'all need to go ahead and just stop talking about this bullshit because honestly, she's looking like a total fool. She really is. She's looking like a total fool. And then somebody had nerve. Hold on a second. Excuse me. Somebody had the freaking dumbass nerve to say that people are jealous of Monique. Are you serious? They try to say my girl Adele Givens, who I think is funny. As funny as Monique is not funny. They try to say that she's jealous of Monique and that she's coonish for Oprah. But yet still now one person has actually said or called out Monique for blasting the biggest heavyweights in Black Hollywood. And by the same token, Monique has not directly called out one white person in Hollywood. At least not negatively, like she's done Black Hollywood. Not one white person. She ain't called nobody out like that. That was white. That's a fact. Okay. And I'm tired of talking about, well, she made money off this one movie. That was 2 years ago. Okay, number one. Number two, like I say again, she didn't even have a starring role in the movie. She had a starring role in the movie. I can see your argument for it. But what the fuck does that mean? And the fact that the movie didn't make as much money as it probably could have made, it made marginally some money. Okay? I'm tired of bullshit, man. Look at my homegirl from Cleveland, Halle Berry. Halle Berry ain't been in no really big roles since she got the Oscar years ago. Matter of fact, she's done some television. You know, for 2 years, I forgot the name of the show. It was actually a pretty good show. Intense show too, but Nevertheless, my point is she working. And I think she do pretty well because she was last I checked. Like Halle Berry was living out in France somewhere, had a house in France somewhere in France. Something I was reading about. I don't know. Had kid, 2 kids, something like that. So she was doing all right. But then she got trouble with the guy. That's another story. But nevertheless, getting an Oscar don't make you rich. Getting an Oscar make you valuable as far as uh, being a bankable star in Hollywood. That's kind of true. Even though Monique was a best supporting actress, not a best actress. And I hear black people misquoting all the time, like Negroes do at times. Misquote shit all the time. They don't bother to read. Some of y'all don't like to read. I know that. And that in itself don't make any sense. She was a supporting actress, not an actress, best actress, supporting actress. Okay, get it through your skull. But nevertheless, um, she ain't a Hollywood heavy hitter in terms of roles because, like I said, that's the majority of roles. She hasn't starred. She hasn't had any starring or leading roles in anything really, except for about 2 movies. That was it. She ain't even had a lead role in Precious. You know, that was Gabby Sidibe. Monique hasn't really done any comedy in a number of years. She hasn't done any real stand up in a while. I'm talking about pub on television. You know, and somebody else there was criticizing Delroy Davis, but Delroy Davis, all he's been doing is comedy. Okay, that's everything he does is pretty much comedy. Monique ain't been consistent like that in comedy, but she get expect to get paid doing comedy stuff, and then expect Netflix to give her butter biscuits because she's a legend and been in comedy 30 years. And so what? So what? Okay. That's my thing about it. I was just like, nah, who cares? You know. Bottom line is, she need to get her career under new management before it get flushed down the toilet. Because right now, the way it's going, that's where it's headed. This is all she's been talking about for weeks on end, for the past month, and it's getting old. Just like her career and her hairline, old. You know, and I could tell. Now, I don't care what nobody else say. That's just me. I could tell that Monique somewhere where along the line is struggling, and because she had all that quote unquote good hair, she don't wear the hair on her head anymore. She's 50 years old, and I'm older than she is, and her head is damn near grayed out. Yeah, and she's only 50. So all I'm gonna say is this, people, you better look at the big picture. And again, like I said before, they had nothing to do with no gender. That's bullshit. It had nothing to do with no race. That's also bullshit. It ain't Netflix fault that hey, we didn't consider Monique as far as we felt because she had done comedy. Well, I know it's what they said, but she's not gonna tell you the whole story about it. She wants to defend herself on Netflix based on the fact that she was the most decorated comedian of all time. And that's kind of a fallacy in itself. And I don't care what anybody else say. For a fact, for a hard cold fact. Hollywood, if you look at the history of Hollywood and you look at the stars that have been in big films over the last 50 years, you can go all the way further back than that. But over the last 50 years, guess who they hire? People who are relevant, people whose careers are still hot. Monique's career was not all that hot 2 years ago because she did a damn movie. That's the dumbest thing Negroes always say. They say anything to try to make something look relevant when it's not. It should piss me off. Oh, yeah, she relevant because she did a movie 2 years ago. But she didn't lead in the movie, okay? She's not leading lady, unfortunately. They don't consider, I mean, it's not on me, but I'm just saying. She hasn't really had any leading roles in Hollywood. So how's she going to be a legend? Get the fuck out of here. All right? Haven't had any leading roles. Her career ain't been relevant. And people say, well, she'd be relevant because she was in a movie 2 years ago. It make it relevant. No, it does not. Okay? Although I will admit, it was a popular movie. But the movie did marginally well at the box office. That's a fact. But she had been relevant. When we talk about relevant, I'm talking about, let me put it like this. Say, for example, you work on computers. Okay? And you've worked on computers as your latest software you run was probably like Windows XP or something. And they'll say, well, the office we're trying to hire the guy for does Windows 10. Or Windows 10 with additional software or something. Now, and they'll ask, did you ever have experience doing Windows 10? Like, install and then, running the configuration of it. They're like, no. Well, we're looking for that. We're looking for somebody who can help us with that because that's the least what we work with. That's what we mean by relevant. Something that keeps you in the minds of people. That's what made Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock get what they got because they did that. They kept their hearts and minds and their careers based on what they did. Stay with the hearts and minds of people who knew who they were because they made their comedy relevant. Monique does not do that. I mean, I'm just going to be honest with you. She hasn't really done that in comedy. And know something else. She's been on this tour, all these shows and stuff. I have not seen her crack jokes. Not once. She hasn't cracked a single joke since she's been talking about this mess for the past month. Not one joke. I have not seen it. Not even on the Breakfast Club. She's not even funny anymore. She's way too apolitical on stuff now. So, bottom line is, Monique, if you listen to me, number one, I wouldn't mind interviewing you myself. If you got to bring your husband, you can bring him in too if you want to, talk. I don't have no problem with that either way. I don't have a problem with it. I really don't. You from down this way. I should be able to get first dibs on interviews. We're practically homies. I mean, even though I lived here since '88, and you might still be at school or just graduate down. Oh, no, because you and my sister about the same age. Yeah. Well, anyway, to make a long story short, you probably were just a couple years removed from school when I came out, '88. And I've been doing this for 10 years. So, but nevertheless, you need to have an honest conversation with yourself about your career without sitting trying to think for you 24/7. I'm sure he's a nice guy. He come off like he's a nice guy, but that's not the issue here. The issue here is, do you want this guy to continue running your career to the ground? Do you want this guy to have to think for you about the ramifications of what putting your career in the jeopardy that it's in right now? Do you want to place that in his hands? Do you want him to continue making you look like a fool out in Hollywood after you done burned bridges in Hollywood with some of the biggest names in black entertainment in Hollywood? Period. The only the biggest of the biggest names in black Hollywood. You know, Oprah, Tyler Perry, Lee Daniels, and Will Packer. That's just to name a few. I didn't even get to Chris Rock, Dave Chappelle, and Steve Harvey. You know, that's the last thing you want to be doing. You know, so good luck to you, Monique. We do love you. I think you're a brilliant comedian. I think you're probably one of the best female comedians I've seen in a long time. Legend, as far as I'm concerned, it's to be honest, I can't really say you're a legend. Okay, you haven't really done anything of legendary status to me. You really haven't. You know, nothing sticks out that you were innovative in comedy. Nothing sticks out about that. Not at all. So, best luck to you, baby. I'm sorry, but best luck to you. It didn't mean to go all going like it did, but I really am pulling for you. I really am. Regardless of what I'm saying, I am pulling for you. But you gotta do the right thing and get yourself in order. Not worry about what people say so much, but worry about what you need to do to really kick your career into jumpstart and stop with all this stuff about um, daddy, daddy this and daddy that. The hell with all that. Just say this Sydney. I guess you'd rather say daddy because it sounds a little bit more masculine, but that's another story. All right, guys, I'm getting sleepy. All right, this is DJ Wolf. I hope you enjoyed the podcast here in conjunction with Spreaker, but I decided to use Spreaker for the. All right, this is DJ. Thanks for thanks for watching, guys. All right, of course, if you want to give me a holler, DJWolfLive at AOL.com and DJWolfLive at gmail.com. All right. All right, guys. Wolf. Talk to you guys later on the regular podcast during the weekdays. All right, guys. This is DJ Wolf. I am out of here.